Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the Topic Talk X2, where we talk about just about anything, give our opinions, or even talk about what you want us to talk about. If you just go to our Facebook page, the Topic Talk X2, well, group, not page, pretty much the same thing. Smoking cigars today because I like cigars, and he's one of my cigar buddies that actually smoke with me.
I like cigars too, man.
I got him hooked on the cigars, you know.
He did.
They're better for you, you know. Not as many chemicals.
Not quite as bad as, say, cigarettes. Or, things
Other
that you
things.
inhale all the way down to your lungs.
You know.
I don't know.
So
Just my
today,
opinion.
what we want to enlighten our viewers on our opinion today.
Okay.
What about pharmaceuticals? What do you think about pharmaceuticals? I mean, are they good? Are they bad? Is there some good, some bad? Or is it all just out for money? What's your opinion on this?
That's a great topic.
That
to
is a
talk
great
about.
one.
It
I'm
re-
glad I
it
pulled
really
that
is.
out of my ass.
I'm glad you did too. I mean,
Is
as far as things that you pull out of your
is there
ass,
anything still left in there? Is there another one in there you need to pull on?
I don't know if there is. You're gonna have to check that for yourself. But as far as things that you can pull out of your ass, that's a pretty good one. There's certain people out there in the world that believe that pharmaceuticals really help them live or have a better quality of life, right?
I mean, there is some, like, maybe diabetic medicines to keep it lower.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you could also do that with natural things. Like,
I agree.
I have a friend,
No, I really agree.
and they are big into natural. That,
Like holistic
they
things
were
instead of pharmaceuticals.
they were on so many medicines, and they freaking started reading books and getting into it, getting in contact with other people, and they're down to none. Like natural stuff, like
So what did they do to make that change? Just
they just started doing things and started feeling better and better, and they pretty much took themselves off the pharmaceutical medicines, and they got better.
It's funny that you say that because okay, there's a famous YouTuber out there right now, and I call him famous because he has millions of subscribers. His name is Dr. Berg, and he has many videos on.
Oh man, if I was Dr. Berg, I would put me like a pen name like Iceberg.
Iceberg, right,
Yeah.
right.
Just because I'm a dingleberry like that.
Right, but he has videos that contradict Big Pharma's take on what's good for the human body. Like Big Pharma says that you should take this drug or this pill to help keep your diabetes or your it's going down.
I think you look better with that.
I think, it works.
It does.
It works. I kind of look either like what's his name, Raiden from Mortal Kombat, or
I looked like a dumb redneck with that one.
Like
look at him. He actually looks decent with it. Okay.
I mean, it works.
Let's switch for a second.
You want to swap?
Yeah, just for a second.
Okay. The fedora, I don't know. I've never really tried a fedora. We're gonna see.
No, you don't look bad with it. Ooh, you look really good with it.
With the one eye.
It fits you.
Mm-hmm.
And what do I look like? Like Amish?
A little bit.
Like a dumb hillbilly?
No, but like it kind of fits. Both of them fit you, cause you got the beard, man. But me, I got I'm more basic, so I need something like this to really kind of extend my look a little bit. But either one can work.
Like I say, I'm weird with hats. I collect and wear odd hats.
I'll say this one does all right with me. This one will work. Okay, but
I like weird and different hats.
I mean, I do too. Apparently, I do. Okay, I forget exactly the topic that I was talking about. Pharmaceuticals. Okay, so Dr. Berg.
Iceberg.
I'm just gonna throw his name out there because people need to know who he is. If you're dealing with any kind of physical ailment, especially like that's aligned with your diet and the things that you're eating. If you want to change your diet and you want to be healthier, he's got a lot of really useful information for people that want to be healthier and want to cut out the pharmaceuticals that they have to take in order to either keep their blood sugar in check or, you know, he's got a lot of useful information. So check him out. YouTube's trying to silence him right now because
No, I think pharmaceuticals paying YouTube to silence him.
okay, that might be closer
Like,
to the
because
truth.
think about it. If they're losing money because the things that he's having them people do are cheaper, if maybe even free.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And it's better for them, and they're not making all this money now
Exactly.
from either out of pocket or maybe their medical insurance.
Exactly.
They have money to spare. They can just pay this much to YouTube.
Yeah, yeah.
And
That's the whole thing.
Yeah, they
That's the whole thing.
try to
like,
silence him.
yeah,
so they
right,
can keep
because he ultimately is out for people doing the best they can do for themselves. Okay, and the pharmaceutical companies want you to believe a certain thing so that you will go to their drugs or their whatever they offer so they can make money. But there's a difference between, you know, taking that route versus taking the route of taking your health into your own hands. And God put all the plants that he did in this world for us for a reason, you know, and I don't think that people should have to take so many drugs or pharmaceuticals to feel well. I think that there's a lot of, like, the holistic approach is very smart and very cheap and beneficial to people. It's my opinion, if anybody cares. But and by the way, what are we smoking on?
Cigars.
I'm smoking on a Gurkha, which a Gurkha is an actual type of cigar, right?
No, that's just a brand.
It's a brand. Okay.
Yeah.
He's teaching me a little bit.
It's a Corona size,
Right.
and it's a bourbon cigar. It's one that they soak bourbon in. Mine's coffee,
Right.
coffee bourbon. I just figured it is.
Right.
But my thing on, like I said, I've heard of people, boiling dandelions, making like a dandelion tea for certain ailments.
Look, no, speaking of dandelions, it's not the dandelions themselves, it's the leaves. The leaves of the dandelion.
No, I've seen them do the tops, like
Right.
when they're yellow.
I don't know, from what I've
Like,
heard, because
apparently it's good for something, like some sort of enzyme that it secretes or
Right.
on the top.
well,
But
from my knowledge and what I've heard, it's the leaves of the dandelion plant that contain all the vitamins. It's almost like a superfood.
actually,
say-
from what I understand, the dandelion plant, every single part of it, you can do something with for a natural cure or whatever. For not really a cure, but you know what I'm saying.
Right, like there's vitamins and nutrients throughout the entire.
Yeah, it's
Plant.
like for everything.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I've just heard of the leaves, like if you make a salad or something out of the leaves of a dandelion, apparently it's equivalent to like a superfood. Like there's a lot of vitamin C. That's the only one that's ringing a bell right now to me right now, but maybe the tops I'm sure have vitamins of their own, but that's crazy to think though, right? That a little plant that grows in a lot of people who live on the East Coast at least, that grows in their front yards, that you would never know has health benefits to it. You just walk on it all the time on accident, or just notice, oh hey, the dandelions are growing now. Like, but no, there's actual nutrients that are beneficial to us that are growing in those little things. Like it's crazy to me.
It is. Like, certain times, I know people who just change their diets like especially diabetics, they'll change their diets and they'll do so much better instead of taking all these pills.
Right.
Like either eat something that they usually don't, or not eat something
Or
they usually do.
just cut down what you eat, period, and take the intermittent fasting approach. If you have the discipline to be able to do that. My mom just did that, dude.
What's
Like
that?
my mom, intermittent fasting basically means that in between meals, you place at least like 12 to 16 hours in between your meals from a day-to-day basis. Like say, okay,
Holy
like my
shit.
mom has a window. Well, you think about it. You sleep, you know, I mean, well, if you're getting the sleep that you should, you're sleeping at least 8 hours a night.
Yeah,
So
I'm a
there,
kitchen
there's
worker,
8 hours.
so good luck with that.
There's 8 hours right there. And think about the word breakfast. Break fast. You're breaking your fast that you had for that time period while you were sleeping. So fasting is when you're not eating, basically, like in general terms, like you're fasting. I mean, you can fast for a purpose or fast for like what you're just not eating. So that's where the term of the word break fast comes from. Breakfast. You're breaking your fast because you've been sleeping, so you've been fasting while you're sleeping. You know. So what my mom does, which she's a diabetic, she's a type 2 diabetic, and she has proclaimed to me time and time again since I've seen her recently that she feels so much better. She eats a lot less, and she has a window for when she does eat during the day and doesn't eat late at night. So you're not eating while you're sleeping, or you're not digesting while you're sleeping. Like say you eat late at night and then you go to sleep. Well, you're digesting while you're sleeping. You want to put that time period in between where you're eating, because when you're digesting, your body uses energy to digest. But then after you're done digesting whatever food that you ate, the longer time that you put in between that, your body actually starts to heal and repair itself. So, when you put those long hours in between your meals, you're giving your body more adequate time to like heal and replenish you in between your meals. So, I don't know. I mean, I try to take all this stuff into consideration. You know, I don't always act on what I know to be right.
True.
But just having the knowledge of knowing that, look, our bodies are not designed for the way society is set up now to have a grocery store down the street. Like these are new things that we didn't always have as human beings. Like God designed our bodies to be able to deal with not eating for multiple days, because look, we might not have the opportunity to eat for multiple days. So what's going to happen during those times? It's the perfect design. Our bodies are going to digest and eat up all those bad proteins and stuff, like and deal with the toxins that are inside of us when we're not eating, when our body doesn't have to use the energy that it takes for us to digest food, when we're not undergoing the digestion process. Our bodies are, I mean, that's why, like, I'm gonna go back to Dr. Berg again. He talks about the ketogenic diet, which is very, very difficult. Not a lot of people are going to want to do it. But what that is the ketogenic diet is your body transitions from using sugar for fuel to fat. It's the more healthy option, because using sugar for fuel means that you're going to have carb cravings. You're going to crave that sugar constantly. You're going to want sweets. You're going to want bread, carbs, anything with carbs in it, because your body's using that actively to create energy. Well, when you transition to the ketogenic diet, you're now digesting fat, or you're now burning fat for fuel instead of sugar. And you wonder why there's sugar in everything.
Yeah.
everything. Like you look at the labels, there's sugar in everything, and sugar's not a bad thing. We need a certain blood sugar to function properly, but at the same time,
It can be bad. Yeah.
at the same time, too much protein in a diet, protein in excess gets broken down as sugar. Like say these massive like protein drinks, it like all that excess protein that your body doesn't need will get broken down as sugar. Or all these carbs, like carbohydrates, they they get broken down in the body as sugar. Alcohol, this, it gets broken down like sugar does. So you can get diabetes just from drinking too much because it gets broken down in your body like sugar. Now, don't this is just the knowledge that I've gained, and maybe some of it's true, maybe some of it's false. But all I know is it's good to limit your carbohydrates. It's good to limit your sugars. It's good to eat real foods that grow out of the ground, that have antioxidants and lots of vitamins. And
This comes from the ground.
well, you know, smoking it feels good, doesn't it? But
I don't know about
eating
feeling it, but you know, I just like it.
I like
relaxes
it. I
me.
like it too.
Nice flavor.
I mean, look, would you prefer this or something like that?
Yeah.
Something natural versus something that comes from China and has a lot of flavors, but it has nicotine in it. So it tastes fruity.
So doesn't this.
It tastes fruity. Excuse me.
I don't like the flavored cigars. Okay,
I don't know.
with the pharmaceuticals,
You got your
which
yeah. I might need that.
it's right in. But anyway,
Thank you.
the pharmaceuticals, is there? You think there's some that are just designed badly that are horrible? Because there's always recalls, and there's like a list of, side effects. If but if this happens, seek emergency help.
Okay. You want my real opinion?
Yes, of course, everybody does. I want a real opinion.
Okay. If you were a pharmaceutical company, if your livelihood was based on the sales of these drugs,
I'd make them addicted as fuck.
well, not even as
I would.
addictive, but okay. Look, if wouldn't you would want there to be some type of benefit from people taking these drugs, or taking it might not even be considered a drug, because a drug is kind of something that is
It's still a drug.
it's
It's still a drug. It alters something.
well, a drug, yeah, is psychoactive.
No, a drug is anything that alters a part of your body.
Okay, right.
Coffee's considered a drug because it
Yeah,
wakes you up.
caffeine. Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, what I'm getting at is like, okay, if we were the pharmaceutical company,
I'd have a
wouldn't
tank.
you want?
I'd have a tank sitting there if I was a pharmaceutical. You know why? There's a fucking tank. Who doesn't want to drive a tank around and shoot shit?
Oh,
Doesn't it sound
I
fun?
was walking down an alley in Elkins one day, right? Walking back from the store.
Yeah.
The police station had an up-armored vehicle that was more like, it was like a Humvee, but boosted. You know what I mean? For but it was police. It was a police vehicle.
Oh, that's
It
great.
was like black and white, but it was like an up-armored Humvee that was big, and that was obviously built within the past 5 years or so. It was you could tell it was new. And I was like, man, what's this little small town doing with this up-armored vehicle? Like they're ready.
Yeah,
If
they're
something
ready.
happens, they're like, if they have an issue where somebody has an automatic weapon or multiple or explosives, like they can go in there and feel safe. Like,
Yeah,
so
pretty much.
that's a whole nother topic of the world preparing itself for like the next war and what's going on right now, because it's crazy.
Okay, in your opinion, do you think everyone should take an approach and get themselves off at least as many pharmaceuticals as they can.
I'd say yeah. I'd say yeah, because get yourself the least reliant upon big pharma as you can
My
possibly
thing
do.
is,
Go holistic.
The last ones you should try to get yourself off of, take yourself off of. You should only do. My thing is like heart. I don't know of any natural things that can like stop a heart attack in an instant, like nitro.
Right.
Cause my own.
I don't either, and that's.
I mean, I wish I did.
Right. Like
maybe maybe someone else does. If you know anything natural that can stop a heart attack like nitro, message us. We want to know this. Or if you know anything about this natural, tell us, hey, this is natural and it does this, because we want to know. We want to try to, get facts straight, and if we said something wrong, we'll correct it on a video. We're wrong,
Look,
we're wrong.
And that's the thing about pharmaceutical drugs, because some of them are really helpful. It really depends on your stance as far as what you believe in, what you feel is right, and what I mean by that is, do you solely rely on God to heal you, to take care of you, to help you through your issues, or do you rely on things of the world, a pill? And it's a really...
I mean, it's kind of both, because you can rely on God to,
right, because God made
need certain things.
It's a controversial thing, man.
Yes, there's like a fine line with some people.
It's so fine, because look, man, taking a pill can prevent you from living or dying. Okay? Does that mean that
if there's something that you can like take every day that'll do the same thing, then go with it, because there's like certain chemicals in the body with all that can cause bad things too.
Right.
Like there's some out there that says may cause anal bleeding. I'm not about fucking blood coming out of my ass.
I don't think anybody wants that. Okay?
It says it's only like...
I don't think anybody ever would want that.
Only 2% of people get this.
So people will go to lengths to stop that thing from happening. I mean, look, if you say you had that issue, would you not take this pill that was projected to like prevent that from happening? Bro, if I had that problem, I'd be wanting to try any solution to prevent myself from that continuing to happen as I could. But that's why I said it all really depends on your stance, because in the Bible, let's just let's bring Christianity to it.
You gonna quote us?
I'm not gonna quote. I'm gonna paraphrase, because I don't want to quote wrong. I'm gonna paraphrase. So those of you who follow the Bible, who know Scripture,
grew up in church.
So the woman who had bleeding problems, she bled for years. She bled from an orifice in her body. I don't want to go too technical with it. She struggled in a really bad way. She was looked at as unclean. People would not want to touch her, be near her. She was shunned. Okay? By her faith alone, touching Jesus' garment, she was cured of this issue in her body that she was going through for years, and she had to ostracize. She was ostracized because of it. She was, she was looked at as less than, and it was not her fault. It was something that she dealt with, and she had to deal with the repercussions of how she was viewed for it. her faith alone is what saved her. Her faith in the fact that she could be healed for it. So it really all depends on what's going on up here, like what you believe, like the placebo effect is real. If you believe this thing is going to help you, then it probably will. So that could go either way. Like if you believe pharmaceuticals are going to help you, then because of the placebo effect, you might get extra benefits from it. But if you believe holistic benefits are going to help you, and you proceed with that, then maybe holistic benefits are better for you. It just really depends on, I feel like, what you believe in. Because the placebo effect, like, potentiates whatever it is that you're doing, and if what you're doing you believe is going to help you, it adds that additional little actual benefit for you. That's my opinion. That's all it is an opinion.
I don't like taking medicines at all. Like, I haven't took an actual medicine for a long time, other than an aspirin, and that's just because I needed it at work because I couldn't, really work. These are the only times that I really take aspirins or anything like that. There's
Why'd you take it?
freaking headache. Like, sometimes, like, I'll get, like, massive...
Well, you get serious headaches.
No, only whenever, I forget to eat or haven't ate because I've been doing stuff.
I'll see that.
And then whenever I do eat, it causes a headache.
I don't know. All I can say is, from my perspective, when I don't eat for a little while, sometimes I'll get a headache too. But then after I eat, not immediately, but within like a half hour to an hour after I eat, then it kind of like slips. And that could be like a blood sugar thing.
Probably
or
is.
Or just like your body
telling you, hey,
you got to eat something. Like, what are you doing? Like, because we're not used to digesting fat, or we're not used to using fat for fuel, but now we're gonna like start to have to, because, and that's why like the keto is really, man, I feel like it's probably the most like beneficial way for us to like use like the fuel that we get from food. But bro, it takes so much. You have to use like less than 25 grams of carbs a day for your body to transition into like burning fat instead of sugar. And in this society, bro, it's hard. It's hard. But yeah. Anyway, like, don't be afraid to search up alternate methods to getting healing from whatever ailments you might be suffering from, because God put plants on this earth for a reason. And I feel like there's healing to be had from everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And we don't have to look to Big Pharma with pills.
I think Big Pharma,
to heal us.
Some of them's okay, but I think for the most part,
it's a money scheme, man, because they know people don't want to die, people want to live longer, so they're going to take these pills in order to extend their life. But
my thing
if
is,
you do your own research,
I got a question.
There might be better answers to your
What's
questions.
your take on cancer? Is there a cure that only rich people have, or people in the pharmaceutical community, or is there not? Because, why would you give someone a pill that's going to cure your cancer when it's more beneficial, not health-wise, but for your pocket money, just cure them for a lifetime?
I don't know. I don't know a lot about cancer.
Me neither.
All I know
I've heard people say that there is a cure somewhere, but they're just not giving it out because they
give it out to people with a lot of money.
Because they're making more money.
Because look,
every month taking this.
What's power? What is power?
Knowledge.
Knowledge. Okay, so wouldn't you keep the best kept knowledge under lock and key? You know what I mean? Wouldn't, like, that makes sense to me. So
I like
so
sharing
you
knowledge.
can't
I like sharing knowledge with
right,
people.
of course, but if it's knowledge that's so great that it could help the like humanity as a whole, and certain people with ill intentions have that knowledge, wouldn't they want to keep that and sell that knowledge? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like look, it makes sense to me that that would be the case. So it's like Magic Johnson. He had cancer
Magic
supposedly,
Johnson.
right? I mean, I don't know a whole lot about him. I just know that he had cancer supposedly, and now all of a sudden, I don't know. You know, I don't want to.
It's the magic in him.
You're right. It might be the magic in him.
All right.
But you know what? There's magic in a lot of things. But I'm telling you, knowledge is power, and the people with the greatest little nuggets of knowledge, they're not just going to give it away. They're going to sell
Probably
it.
not.
They're going to sell it. They're going to figure out how they can profit off of this knowledge, maybe alter it. You know, like, bro, it's a we don't live in a perfect world.
Yeah. Well, we'll end this one, and we'll be back here again.
Thanks for listening. Anybody who's listened this far, I mean, you're a trooper. That's all I'm saying.
You're a trooper.
That's all I'm saying.
If you like our content, give us a like, subscribe, maybe share us to some friends so we can, get a few more viewers. If you like this, you want us to talk about something, get on our Facebook group, name the same as our YouTube, Topic Shuffle, Topic Talk X2, and maybe tell us, hey, I'd like to hear your alls on this. We will. Might not be Nick here. It might be my cousin Joe that was on the first two. Might be another friend. Might be his, I have another cousin, Travis, that I'm going to try to get on here. I'd like to get Corey on here. One of my cousins.
Oh.
I have a cousin named Corey, which is
Okay.
Travis's brother. Travis is white. Corey, he's half and half. He's half black, half white. But I bid you adieu until next time.